Alright guys, I had to format my computer, so I've lost a lot of stuff when it comes to the OBS, but I think it's working. Alright, sorry about that. So I don't have any way of splitting the audio like I normally would. There we go. Done. Right, sorry. Right. Alright, so what have we have done? Okay, so we've been working on it for now. I just realised that that was missing. It's because I dragged it over here before. Right, I dragged it over here. Let's start downstairs. So what happened was we had to basically go through and start from the scratch again, right? Because obviously at the end of the day we lost the current project for the Century. So we've loaded up the base and we've gone through and we split them off into sections. For example, right, the barracks, the keep, you know, they're all in different sections except for this part here. So if we double check that part, what's that on? Right, so what we do is we go move to, and sorry, so we go up here, minimize that. Oh yeah, it's already in the tower. Okay, gotcha. Right, so we got a bunch of these group actors here, which is that should be barracks, and there should be another railing there, but still. So what we can do is go through and we can deselect the group, reselect the group, and that puts it in the barracks. Now, what's this one here? So that's the fence for the foyer. Can we move that? Or do we have to do the same thing for that? No? So, barracks. That's the blueprint, isn't it? If I select, and then if we move it now to barracks, this is obviously definitely barracks. So a lot of this little stuff like here needs to be tidied up, but what is that? That's a little stone. Okay. Anyway, we'll do this later. I'll do this off screen. Save you guys having to sit here watch me go through and move things around. So, what we've got is we got the keep. Now, obviously, at the end of the day, we're still using the typical gargoyle statue horrors at the moment. I know which ones I want to put there, but it's not these guys. These are just temporary. We've gone through, we've fixed our towers up, so the towers are now all functioning again. There is a bridge here in between the two. Might be able to put maybe like a door on each, and then maybe have it so that you can sort of go into the tower, maybe? I'm not sure about that. And then obviously you come along, skipping. All the lights are now blueprints. So like this, for example, is a blueprint. You come in the doors that are also blueprints now. That I've gone through and recreated them in blueprints. And then as soon as you come in, just notice there's this issue here. As soon as you come in, you do have this horror, which is wrong. So that, all that should be like that. So why were you sticking out? I have no idea. Anyway, so you've got here, and this too also should be moved to there, and this one should also be moved over to, say, for example, there. Actually, there. Right, so when you come in, you've got this room in here, which is just like a storage room, no big deal. And then over here you've got another room, and across the hall you've got this room. Right, and they're just rooms. I was going to make one like a guard, one maybe king of the moat, king of the tower or something. Some reason for the guys to be there. Yeah, we can just simply move that down a bit. That. There. Save. So whenever you fly around, you always notice these little things that are wrong there. It's yeah, it's always weird. You think you have everything almost looking good, and then you're like, find like a whole bunch of stuff that's wrong. Right. So I just realised it wasn't updating the screen. There we go. So you've got, oops. So you've got tower and tower over here, and then storage over there, right? And then you've got the room down here, and then you've got this room which we'll do something with, and you've even got this little room here which we'll do something with. In here is the central sort of room for like the central shaft, which is hidden. But obviously if you know it's there, it's there. Now that shaft goes all the way down to the bottom, right? So you will be able to go through and basically use it if you need to get throughout the whole tower, right? So where were we? Right, so go down. No, sorry, up. So this is that floor, and then on this side, obviously you've got this area. Obviously I need to fix that wall and apparently that roof. And then you've got this area here and whatever that is. And then you've got this little area here too. And obviously the floor needs fixing there. So like I say, you fly around, you find all this little stuff, right? There's that, obviously it comes along here and comes along to here, which then basically takes you into the quote secret entrance, which is open at the moment. And then you basically come down here and you go all the way through this, and then you end up coming out here, which is the secret entrance for the castle. So like I say, you go around, you fly shit like this. Anyway, so that's that level. And then above that, you've got here. Now obviously there's nothing behind you, it's a courtyard, so it's just a hallway. And then you've got like a storage area. You come up to here, you have another secret entrance for the other tower we're working on at the moment. You got storage in here. I'll probably continue this wall all the way along just to make it look nice. You come into here, you have another storage as well as the secret entrance, which basically takes you behind here. I need to fix the wall there too. And that will basically take you into that tower. Right, so it's like a secret. Obviously in here you've got is the kitchen, and then over here, which is also leads into the kitchen, you've got the dining room, right? Over here you've got the stairs that take you up to the top level, which takes you up to here. We're probably going to put a wall here and then put a cupboard or something there too, right? Cupboard space is king. Also here there is this little alcove, and what we're going to do is we're going to put a guard there as well, right? So here is more cupboard space, and over here is the meeting room, right? So this is where this is, and you go into here for the meeting room, on the informal meeting room. Right, so let's go upstairs. Come out here. So what we're doing here is we're going to make this here the room for the council meeting, right? And then obviously here you also have this one, which is the private council meeting chambers. Cool. And then across here, and you come into this hallway in here, and to here, and this is the semi-private council chamber meetings, right? So like this one in here will be used for like council only, and this one in here will be used for like if they want to meet general people, like question whatever it may be. And then obviously along here is more storage space. Once again, storage is king. Storage space in there, obviously there's a whole bunch of stuff that we have to put into here, but this is all going to be, obviously this wall gets blocked off. This is all going to be library, right? So when you come out here, you will be able to go through and there'll be a false wall put along here. And you actually go through and you keep going straight and you go into the library, or you turn to come up here to go into the council chamber. Once again, little alcove, maybe storage or maybe or guard or something like that. And I just noticed there's no... If I actually put him on this side and we rotate him 180 and then bring him along and then drag him out, so say 90, negative 90. And hold Alt and drag it across and make a second, right? So there's that. And then obviously also we need one for in here. We will stick it along here and then change this to 0, sorry, 180, and blink, and he goes into the wall. Like that. We could probably even raise him a little bit. Yeah, but then they're all going to be out of height difference, right? So maybe not. Right, and something like that maybe. Like that. So this is storage space. Now we do need to put a door on here probably, so we can do that. So I went through and I made these interior door frames, and basically what they are is they're the large door with everything removed except the frame and the door. So 90. Right. And then we can brick it up. Right, now, so that's that level. Then we go up one, and up here is absolutely nothing at the moment. We go up another, and there's still absolutely nothing, but these will be like these two will be like barracks, right? You got this one which is barracks as well. We do have this door here which is a cupboard, right? And obviously, and then this takes us, actually no, these two down here won't be barracks, they'll be something else. And then you've got outside area out here with this door, and you've got that room, and then you've got this massive balcony which needs a railing still, I know, and a whole bunch of flooring and stuff put in, right? And down here, I'm probably going to make this alcove into a staircase so that you can go up and down the stairs here. Okay. You go up the stairs. Now I know these stairs are just here at the moment. They're a bit dicky, but they're just there. It's not the final design, of course. Probably move that over by that. Oops, not that far. Right, and then obviously here, which is where we're starting to build some of these barracks, these I was playing around with these last night. I think I messed them up a bit. So when I originally designed these rooms, they were another frame, and I've since gone through and changed them, which is why they're a little bit out of alignment. 180. No, let's do 0. And this one is 180. And we drag it to so there. Right. So in here, basically, it's just your average room. Right. Bed, cupboards, storage, blah blah blah. Right. Each one of them has it. Right. So in this one, it has this, and this one over here has the same. Right. Don't worry about the grass. I've got to go through and edit the foliage. And then you go upstairs. Right, it's a little bit more complicated up here. You've got this massive room up here, which I'm still thinking about maybe dividing or maybe keeping as one big room for like the captain or something. But you also have these walls here. Change this to 1. So it's like that. And then you come out here, and this is sort of like the balcony out here, right? There's no doorway there. I'm not sure if I put a doorway, I'll just leave it open. But yeah. And then on this one, comes out to this side as well. Obviously the stuff needs railing and stuff like that too, right? And then there's obviously stairs which needs railing and all that sort of stuff. And there's a railing that goes around the top here as well. In here, what I've just started doing is the cupboard space. So that wall gets bricked up and door goes in. Well, the door's already there technically, but you know what I mean. So like that. And then down here is something else. Now the reason why it's double or split level, in case you're wondering, is so here takes us outside. So instead of putting stairs to go outside, I made this level. And now you're probably wondering, well, why does this one have to be this level, right? The reason is because if we go out here, is the windows. So what I'm going to do is I'm sending these windows and stuff eventually off to someone who's going to go through and actually make them physical windows. And what I might even do is go through and replace these down here with these windows as well, maybe. Right? Because it does fit. And that was sort of the reason why I had to split it. What I might do is put like a wall or pantry or cupboards or something in here. Something, you know. We'll find something for it. And then we keep going up, and then obviously we'll put this into barracks. We'll put this. So now we're starting to get into the tower. Right, so we got this one and this one. If you go outside, you'll see starting to get into the tower. So for example, right, this also needs to be made into a window, which actually lines up pretty good. And then you go up to here, and then you're in the tower, which obviously needs its little walls put back on. Yeah. Now if we go down, so this is the stairs here. You go down here. We've got all this area. Go down to here. We've got all this area. which does have like these little holes and stuff in it, which is cool. And then you go down to here, and you got this area, which has like, you know, this sort of area. Is that a tree? Once again, obviously this and this over here need bricking off, and then we'll put doors in on. Same with this level. And what we're going to do is we're going to make like workshops and stuff like that, and then the lower levels will be like prison cells and stuff. So down here we're going to put a massive wall, probably brick off this part down here. I'll probably brick it along here somewhere. Probably just keep this wall going along. And obviously this one's prison cells. This one's prison cells. Maybe this one is workshops, and something else. So there'd be 2 levels of prison cells, 2 levels of workshops, and then we'll put something down here. Community room or whatever it may be, or, you know, blacksmith or whatever, right? Although they'll be down the workshops. Blacksmith. But we'll find something. Trust me, there's plenty of ideas. And then obviously we come over to the obviously this is where we've got the guard towers. Now, in case you're wondering, here, this is where obviously some idiot went through and decided to move pieces around in pivot points and basically stuffed up a lot of this stuff over here. So I'm going to have to go through and fix it. But to be honest, a lot of this castle needs to be redesigned anyway. So no big deal. Because like literally like parts of it are missing. There's like absolutely nothing below that. So, but I don't know if we're going to open that part up yet in the first part of the game. So we'll work on it. That might be like maybe part 2. And then obviously you've got down here, you've got little gardens and stuff like that. And then obviously you've got the grounds. We've gone through and we've sort of fixed this area up a bit. I have put some trees here, but they seem to have disappeared. Ignore the floating wall. And then we've gone through here and we've sort of flattened this area out a little bit and made it a little bit more reasonable, including this part over here. And you know, we've gone through and we've put like these concrete to sort of like fix up the part that's, yeah. Now there is a little cave in here too where the wolves can go and sleep, but I was also thinking about making it, because there's going to be like wolves and wild animals and stuff down here. I was also thinking about, ignore the flooring, I was thinking about going through and making like over here maybe another cave or something like that as well. Maybe a big cave or something like that. But yeah. So first things first, that's really bugging me is this floor. So let's go through. Turn off rocks. Right, okay. So that's the problem. So wrong button. That looks better. And then like that. And then we want to duplicate it again. And then drag it down. And then duplicate it again, and that's right. We just need the last one level. Group it and like that. Now this, go through, remove those parts. We need music. Audio Affinity. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to play this. We'll find out. So that's there. I need to fix the instancing for the grass because it seems to want to spawn everywhere. Now if we turn the rocks back on. Yep, alright, turn them off again. Why are you sunken? Like that. Like that. Now we go through and remove these. I like it when it's flush. Oops. Regroup those. Like. Now unlink that, remove that and that one, relink. Well, it needs to be fixed. We don't need it to go all the way across. Well, we need to go all the way one way, but not the other way. So we can take all of it for this side. This side. No, just give me that. So we'll link them. we group them. Then ungroup them and remove this part from it. And then regroup. Just when you think you run out of flooring to fix, you find more. So ungroup. So that will it goes along like that. Right, now we need to go through and put it along here and along here. But we can just sort of drop this down. Break the group. So now all those walls are done. Now we can fix the floor. We can delete that one. And the break the group. Remove that one. Remove that one. Remove that one. Regroup. There we go. So that one needs fixing. That's a bit big of effort. It's a floating staircase. It's still working on it. So what I'm thinking... Turn the rocks back on. Alright, so what I'm thinking is also we need to add things like over here. We'll need to add like stables and stuff like that. So we might move some of these rocks out and make some room for stables and stuff here. Make like a smaller town maybe. We do have all this area over here with the graveyard, but might keep this as it is. I presume these are, yeah. So like for example, if we go through and like highlight them, yeah. So like if we move them back, you'll make some room. Maybe put some stables there or something. Anyway, guys, I'm going to take a break for a bit and going to go have something to eat. And then I'll come back later tonight and we're going to keep working on this, but you're getting the idea of what we're up to. So the reason I didn't stream a lot of the floor, for anybody that watches this later, is just because of the fact that it was just boring. It was just me literally putting in all this floor. So now we're getting to the interesting point where we're putting in rooms and stuff like that. So yeah. So like stuff like this. But that actually might be... How's that look? Could probably keep that as 2 levels. What we need to do is first go through and fix all these walls up around these towers. Yeah, and then worry about stuff like that. Alright guys, I'll go have something to eat and when I come back we'll continue streaming and yeah, we'll finish off the castle. Well, not finish it, but keep going with it. But it'll be about an hour or so, guys. I'll be back online. So what is it? 8 o'clock now, so around 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock.